All right, hey guys, this is Miss Cisco, and I am here to tell you about the multiple choice questions section of the exam. So, when you are taking the AP Lit exam, there will be section one, which is multiple choice. There are 55 questions, and you're given about an hour, and it is worth 45% of your exam score. So there are 5 different sets of questions with 8 to 13 questions per set. And then each set at the beginning is a passage of prose fiction, drama, or poetry of varying difficulty. And there will be at least 2 prose fiction, which may include drama, and at least 2 poetry passages. So there are different genres that you were looking at, similarly to the Q1 and the Q2. So some things that you can do to prepare to crush the multiple choice section of the exam and just multiple choice in general. To read, number one, to read a variety of works and literary works and poems from all eras and genres covered by the test, something that we've already started doing together. Number two, hone your close reading skills so you can identify what writers are doing and why they are doing those things. Again, something we're already practicing. Learn literary techniques and terms and how to identify and apply them. Again, we're doing that. And then practice for the exam by taking practice sections and practice questions. And that is something that we are going to start doing for multiple choice Mondays, of which this is our first multiple choice Monday. And the source for this and some of the following slides are linked down at the bottom of this slide for you to access if you want to kind of explore those blogs that have some of this information that I found. So some test day tips for multiple choice success. And this also could be, so even if you're not taking the AP Lit exam in college, you will also be encountering multiple choice tests. So some of these things can be very helpful and apply beyond the AP Lit exam. So the first one is don't rely on your memory of the passage when answering questions. Always look back at the passage, even if you think the answer is obvious. And we're going to cover that with today's multiple choice question tip. Interact with the passages, circle, mark, underline, take notes, whatever works best for you. And make sure to especially mark areas where there seems to be some kind of transition or a change. It's likely that you'll be asked questions about those things. So a transition in topic or structure or a change in one of those areas. It may also be helpful for you to jot some quick notes on the overall theme, something we will practice later, or a motif of the passage or poem. Once you reach the end, this will help you on questions about the passage overall. So like, what's the overall purpose? What's the overall topic? Blah, blah, blah. If you're having trouble making sense of the passage, because you will be doing this exam in person, you can skip it and move on to the next one and then come back to it later. If this were an online version of the test, you would not be able to do that, but you have that advantage. And then, so the different types of questions that are asked on this section are reading comprehension, inference, identifying and interpreting in figurative language, literary technique, character analysis, overall passage questions, structure, and grammar kind of nuts and bolts. So those are the kind of sections that you could see. If you want more information about the 8 kinds of questions, you can look at, again, at this source that's linked on this page. But those are the overall 8 different types of questions that you'll be encountering on the multiple choice. So let's move on to our first tip. So for several of our multiple choice Mondays, I'm going to be giving you individual tips that some of them might seem a little obvious, but I really want you to try them. And then if you find this tip doesn't work for you, don't use it. If it does work for you, use it, right? Like use what's going to work best for you. And our first tip is aligned with something I just talked about, which is read the questions first. So this is how you are going to do things. So step 1, read the questions. So you're going to read the questions before you even try to answer anything. And this is so you have the questions in mind and before you read the actual text itself. So take note of what the questions are asking you to do and what specific lines you should look at, right? That you should pay attention to. You don't have to memorize all the questions before you read the passage, but read the questions first and then come back to the passage. Step 2, you're going to read the text, right? Poem, prose, whatever it is. And then step 3, answer the questions. So with the questions in mind, you're going to read the passage and hopefully it'll be able to help you better answer the questions. And now you're going to practice this skill with the 1609 sonnet. Good luck.